Dolphins do. Hands up high, the crowds roar loud. The sun is high, we're feeling good. In Miami where the spirit's understood. With Bobby Finstanza leading the crew. We're gonna show you what these Dolphins do. Hands up high, the crowds roaring loud. In the city with the blue and aqua proud. Finstanza's here with the play-by-play. We're getting ready, it's game day. Are you ready for some football? Miami Dolphins standing tall. Are you ready for some football? Showtime at the Hard Rock, y'all. From the tailgate to the field of green with the best fans you ever seen. Bobby's got the scoop, hot off the press. In Miami, we roar to impress. Play up stats and pregame chat.
All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to week 2 of the Miami Dolphins pregame show. I'm Bobby Finstock, joined by the one and only Finstanza for Thursday night football. Are you ready for some football? Evan, how the hell are you, brother?
I'm doing great, honestly. You wouldn't believe the number of people that asked me to do something tonight, and I go, sorry, don't you know what night it is? I go, learn that when the Dolphins are playing, I ain't going nowhere, no matter what. I don't care what's going on. I ain't missing this. I love it. Honestly, we already got some great news to start off the night with who's starting tonight. So, no, I can't wait. Honestly, this game has been circled in the calendar for us since the schedule came out because this is a yeah, exactly, Brian. So all 14.
Georgette, what's up, girl? Georgette in
Brian,
the house. Are you back from Puerto
14.
Rico? Georgette,
Yeah.
friend of my wife who works with my wife. You back from Puerto Rico? How was it? Aladino, good evening, sir. Great to see you. Fins up, brother.
Yeah, Brian, all 4 teams asked me to play tonight. Well, back it up. I haven't seen back it up in a while.
Back It Up Binge podcast. Great to see him in here.
Yeah, no, I can't
We are
wait.
all ready for football. Big game for the Miami Dolphins and the Buffalo Bills, both starting the season 1-0. This is huge for it's going to be an exciting week 2 matchup for the NFL. Awesome. I'm doing great. Thank you for asking, Georgia. I appreciate you, and I'm glad you had a great time. There you go. Yeah. All 4 teams, man. So you are the softball king. Are you the modern day
I'm really good.
Babe Ruth?
I've been in this league for about 7 years, and Brian's been trying to beg me to go to his league. I'll be there next year. I'm sick and tired of my league, so I need something a little more competitive. It makes him very, very happy. But no, honestly, it feels weird, but to get because we've been craving for football so much, to get such a dose of it is amazing, and to have this game is so exciting. I know we've all been nervous about night games for us, but I think that based on what we're going to talk about it, but like today, I think it's going to be something different tonight. I think it's going to be something special tonight. But
absolutely, and I mean, it will be special if Miami could get it done. Obviously, what's up, Jordan? Jordan in the house. Go Fins.
We have a new person watching the show. Have you ever seen this person before?
No, I've never seen her before in my life.
Is that your twin? I can't tell.
It's a doppelganger. Man, that guy has a hot wife, man.
Yeah.
Hot woman you got there. Anyway, Miami last week defeated the Jacksonville Jaguars 20-17. The Buffalo Bills defeated the Cardinals 34-28. They both were down 14 points and came back to win their respective games. Josh Allen, just throwing some numbers out there before we get into that deep dive into this game. But the Josh Allen is 6-0 on Thursday Night Football. Tua is 1-1. Allen is also 10-2 against Miami. Dolphins are 13-11 all time on primetime Thursday night, while the Buffalo Bills are 13-10-1. And currently Miami is on a 1-7 streak against the Bills. Let's see here. Tua is 35-19 on his career with the Dolphins in primetime games. So let me ask you this, Finstanza. Knowing what we know from last week with Buffalo and Miami, obviously Buffalo scored more points than the Dolphins, but they also gave up more points. How are you? And of course, 6-0 on Thursday Night Football, 10-2 against Miami. Josh Allen, all respect in the world to the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen for how they've been with Miami. But seeing all that, truly going against Buffalo on Thursday Night Football at Hard Rock, week 2, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling nervous, but I'm also feeling excited because that demon that we've experienced with Buffalo is something that we have to get over. Um, I think that the game, had we won and dominating, because even though Jacksonville's very good, we usually come out of the gate pretty strong in game one, and we usually take a lead at Hard Rock and we usually sustain it. The character win that they had to come back, the fact that there was tongue lashings at halftime, the fact that we were able to drive it down the field, the fact that Jason Sanders was able to overcome it and win the football game, that was a character win. The fact that the defense didn't give up points in the second half. For me, this game will always make me nervous because of the fact that we have to overcome the fact that Josh Allen is coming to visit us as our daddy. But at the same time, I think based on what happened this past weekend, this team is motivated in a very different way. I think they're taking it very seriously. If you remember during training camp, there was a fight between Kader Kohou and Patrick Paul, where Kader Kohou got body slammed by Patrick Paul. And I remember at that time, the coaches didn't get involved. Jalen Ramsey basically broke them all up and basically had like a 10-minute tongue lashing to his team, basically saying, we're going to be the most physical team out there this season. The fact that Jordan Poyer is back there today, like he's a real asset to this defense tonight for us. I think he's going to actually have a great game. But overall, I think that this is one of those senses where the Dolphins, it's in a better spot. It's not like they're playing Buffalo for something to play for at the end of the season, or it's the end of. They should be able to perform well here tonight because they're relatively healthy, all things considered. Devon Achane is playing. In the end, I believe that the fact that this is all about the defense tonight. I'm not worried about the offense tonight. I think the offense will show up. It's how are they going to contain Josh Allen, the two tight end sets, and James Cook. That's what I want to see tonight. David Long has to have a big game. Sealer and Campbell have to clog up that middle. But honestly, overall, I'm excited. I'm nervous, but at the same time, I rather they need to get over this demon. I'd rather them do this now. If they were playing bad teams for the first 5 or 6 games or average teams, the whole same narrative would be. I'm happy that they're doing this on prime time because if they do it in prime time, not just a 1 o'clock game, all eyes are going to be on them tonight. So the pressure's on, and I'm excited for that.
100%. And very quick, before we forget, you guys can see down on the banner below, the scrolling banner, the inactives have been announced already for week 2 from the Miami Dolphins. Corner Ethan Bonner, running back Raheem Mostert, linebackers Channing Tindall and Mo Kamara, offensive lineman Andrew Meyer, and wide receiver Malik Washington all out in this game. Obviously, we feel good about Achane starting, and Jalen Wright is going to play today. Raheem Mostert, though, is going to be a big hit for Miami. But I have confidence in our running back situation right now. How are you feeling about our inactives? Impact this game at all?
No, I was shockingly there's actually one person I would have benched who is actually playing on the offensive side of the ball. But I think what I saw last week was we actually need Jalen Wright and Jeff Wilson more than we need Raheem Mostert. And why I'm saying that is that this is the kind of game where if we need short yardage, I saw it last game. Raheem Mostert's a speedster, but if the offensive line is not playing at the top of its game, he's not going to get you that 1 or 2 yards that you need. Devon Achane can get you that as a pass catcher. He's a much better pass catcher than Raheem Mostert. And if you noticed last week, the one running back who had the most success was our power back, and that was Jeff Wilson. And Jalen Wright actually gives you a combination of all three. He gives you speed, he gives you pass catching ability, and he gives you can pound the rock. But so for me, of all the running backs actually in this type of game, the way I saw Monday, I'd rather actually play Jeff Wilson than Raheem Mostert, ironically. The one player I'm actually disappointed in, and it's funny because Brett actually said it to us in our text messaging, the one person I would have benched for tonight's game, on all honesty, and given him a game off just because of how poorly he played, was Durham Smythe. Like, honestly, I don't want him on the field because last game he was just like he had no contribution. He couldn't block and he couldn't catch. So I would have maybe brought up a Hayden Roach here. I would have tried something different, a little more power tonight, because one thing we do need tonight more than anything, I agree with you, Brett, more than anything, we need to slow the game down tonight. And yes, it's hard to it's funny to say that you need Tua to be slower tonight and not be as quick wheeling, because I think we need to control the time of possession tonight. But I think we actually have to be very patient. I want long, sustained drives. I want consistent running. I want to keep Josh Allen and that offense off the field. And especially without Tyron Johnson there tonight, you're going to have to play short passing. You're going to have to play it up the middle because they're going to have two safeties deep, and they're not going to have they're one of the top nickel corners in the NFL, and they're going to cover that backfield. So you're going to have to be smart on how you utilize. Like, don't be surprised if you see more screen passes again today. Like, I wouldn't be surprised. And again, the offensive line just has to play better. Yes, the PFF gave Liam Eichenberg this great score. I disagree, but that's okay. But overall,
you've been wrong before. You'll be wrong again.
I'll be wrong again.
It's all right.
But Brett will disagree. Brett will agree with me in a minute. But no, honestly, I want ball control. Mm-hmm. Unlike what you saw Monday, there's a reason why the 49ers won that game. Is because one of the key reasons was that Aaron Rodgers saw 21 minutes of the field. I want us to keep Josh Allen off the field. And I just want to have sustained drives. I want us to really utilize our running game. Because as you remember, most of the times when we play Buffalo, Bobby, our running game is really good. Our running game is always really good against Buffalo. So I would utilize that tonight. I want to see a lot of Achane, a lot of Wright, and a lot of Jeff Wilson.
Here is the Buffalo Bills inactives for tonight. One we're familiar with, which is huge, is corner Teron Johnson. He is out. Linebackers Joe Andresen and Adufian Alafashu. Defensive edge rusher Javon Solomon. Tackle Ryan Van Demark. And defensive edge rusher Dwayne Smoot. All out against the Miami Dolphins for tonight. Let me see here. Make sure. So last week, currently it's only been 1 week, but the Dolphins are the 6th ranked offense in the NFL. The defense, they're ranked 11th, and the Buffalo Bills are 12th and 13th in offense and defense. Of course, Buffalo scored 34 points, but gave up 28 points to the Arizona Cardinals. So something to think about when you're predicting or thinking about what this score may be for tonight. Absolutely. I agree 100%, obviously, with you, Finstanza, and Brett right here. Offense cannot afford a slow start. This is the day right now. You got to set the tone. It's one of my keys to the game. And I guess let's get into it. But before doing that, let me thank everyone who's watching right now. You're watching the Miami Dolphins pregame show on FTSN. We have over 72 people watching live right now between Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. Appreciate you all watching. If you're watching anywhere other than YouTube, hop on over to the YouTube page, get involved, and talk to us about what your thoughts on this football game. Hit that like and subscribe button. We're going to be on immediately after the game. Even though it's a night game, does not mean we won't be here. We will be here live. We might be tired, might not be tired. On. You know, it's not 11 o'clock at night yet, but might be tired. But we're gonna be here and we're gonna talk win, lose, or draw. Goodness gracious!
Yes, isotoner gloves. He's been wearing his isotoner gloves for the last 5 days.
Durham Smythe needs to have himself a redemption game in regards to at least catching.
No, but not even catching.
You drop 3 balls, catch 3 balls tonight.
Yes. No. He's the problem is for him. I want to see more of Jonnu Smith. Honestly, like Jonnu Smith has to have more targets than Durham Smythe tonight. Honestly, come on.
Steve Malloy will be with us tonight too.
Yeah. Especially without Teron Johnson in the middle of the field, Jonnu Smith should be busy tonight. They should be utilizing him tonight. Overall, I tonight for key. You want to do keys to the game? You said you want to do.
Yeah, that? Go ahead. Give me your 3 keys to victory for the Miami Dolphins in this game.
Very simple. I'm going to make it very simple. I have 3 keys to the game. They're all the same.
They're simple.
They're very simple.
All right. Good.
Stop the run. Stop the run. Stop the run. I don't want Josh Allen running. I don't want James Cook running. And then I don't want Josh Allen running again. I don't want Josh Allen to be able to manufacture plays. You have to keep him in the pocket. You cannot allow James Cook to burn you. So whether it's David Long is supposed to be this run stuffing machine. David Long is a key cog to this defense tonight. If he does not have a superstar game tonight, David Long, our captain or one of the captains on the defense, I'll be very disappointed because it's all about stopping the run. I think James Cook is going to be the busiest player out there tonight, and you cannot let Josh Allen time to go outside the pocket. We're going to get burned all day.
I think you're right on the money. I mean, it's like you copy and pasted exactly what I had on my sheet. My first one, speed kills. Strike fast, strike often, burn out that Buffalo defense with consistent firepower offense, set the tone early. I agree with Brett when he was, you can't be that slow, methodical start that you did last week where you were kind of figuring everything out. I understand you didn't have a lot of time on the field in preseason. I understand that you only had one series in Tua. You have to start fast tonight. Number 2, stop the run. Make James Cook and even Josh Allen non-factors in this running game. Do not do what you did last week with the Jacksonville Jaguars, Tank Bigsby and Travis Etienne. That kept them in the game. Kudos to Javon Holland for having that clutch fumble, forced fumble. But you got to make sure James Cook is a non-factor. Keep the pressure on. That's number 3. Constant pressure and pass rush to rattle Josh Allen. Force him to throw, force him to make mistakes. And number 4, what's that? What do we call that? When it's
bonus.
Thank you. Bonus. I'll say bonus. My bonus key, kill the clock by pounding the rock. Run the ball, control the clock in the second half. Keep Buffalo's offense off the field, keep Buffalo's defense on it, burn them out. Harrison asks, Finstanza, Tua, over or under on 1.5 touchdowns today?
Over.
Tua over or under 33 pass attempts?
Over.
There you go, right there.
Because I expect the Dolphins to combine for
I agree with this.
He 65. He needs to throw less, maybe, but I think he'll throw 33. I think he'll throw about 35 because I think we're going to get 70 plays off today. I want to be methodical.
Yeah, I think strike
fast,
strike out.
Be methodical.
My thing is, you have to hope Miami has to. That's why I think they need to strike fast and often, set the tone. Teron Johnson is out. Their starting corner. Take advantage of that. Take the lead, and in the second half, it should be a Devon H. and Jalen Wright show. Run that ball, pound that rock, kill the clock. Tua's fantasy points tonight. That might be. I don't know. Does Harrison have Tua on his team?
I do.
Okay, so yeah,
so does Alex on the other league.
That's true. On our FTSN app, he does. Yeah. Bill's secondary is not good. Test them early. 100%. George of the Fins Faithful podcast. Guys, if you haven't yet, go check out the Fins Faithful podcast now on YouTube. I was humbled to be George's first guest on his show. Awesome dude. Does his research, knows his shit, knows his stuff, excuse me. But awesome individual. Looking forward to his stuff. Steve Malloy of Real Talk Rants. He was on last night pre-reading the game. And will be on with us today. Brand new look, brand new Steve, ready to go for the new season. And
by the way, let me ask you something. A key question: do you want the ball first? I don't. I want the ball. Because the Dolphins even last night where they lost the ball, they lost the toss. They played stupid at the end of the first half, and then they got the ball again. How we won that was amazing. I don't care. Get Josh Allen rattled early.
Yeah, I would say I agree with you. I'm all about getting the ball in the second half. I'd rather get the ball in the second half. And whether it's offense or defense, so again, I say the same thing. Strike fast, set the tone. If like Calais Campbell did with the Jaguars, having that impactful sack to kind of get Trevor Lawrence's antennas up, do the same thing tonight. If you don't sack him, rattle him, put the pressure on. Have a tackle for loss in the backfield. If you're going to run it with James Cook, tackle him behind the line of scrimmage. Set the tone early, whether you're offense or defense. If the Miami wins the toss, yes, I'd prefer them to defer, get that ball in the second half. So that way, if you score at the end, you get that ball again, you could score, kind of keep that game, keep the 1 foot ahead. Let me go ahead as well as you're doing that. Let's see here. Pull this up. Yeah, absolutely.
One player people think we'd be missing tonight, even though he has not helped us beat the Bills at all. but the guy who was always Josh Allen's biggest pain in the butt on our team is not there tonight. And Christian Wilkins. So maybe there'll be less buffoonery tonight on the defensive line. Because it was always about, remember, he always used to go after Josh Allen like rage, but in the end, we couldn't win even when he was here.
Yeah. Make sure. Oh, you know what? That's how I'll do it.
But no, this is, I love, by the way, for me, one thing I love about Thursday Night Football, which I think we usually play very well in, is when we wear our retro, when we wear our old school uniforms. So I enjoy when they wear those uniforms. You?
I do. I'm going to pull up the schedule here, but I'm going to pull it up another way.
Usually they don't wear aqua very often at home, but I'm loving it.
Let's see here.
Oh my God, there's this being this interview right now on Prime with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle eating sushi. That's very, very funny. I need to watch this after. There's this whole interview with Waddle and Tyreek on Prime right now.
Okay. Bear with me for just a
Exactly.
moment.
We cannot get... Does Calais Campbell help? Yes. He's better rusher than Wilkins. Yes. We can't get blown off wearing throwbacks. Yes. We have to go back to our old school mentality of like physical, hard-nosed football. They need to channel their inner 1970s. What do you think about that, Bobby? If they play like the 1970s Dolphins, will they win? Pound the rock and
kill the clock. Here's the thing, though.
We'll only throw 7 times.
it won't, because you got to understand the identity of this football team. I'm old school. I know Steve Malloy's old school, pounding the rock, defense, all this whatnot. Miami is a finesse team, especially their offense. Defense, though, what I loved about what I saw from defense was you did see that physicality. You did see them running that ball down. Even Jalen Ramsey was on the whole other side of the field last week when he came running. And
he ran 52 yards. He ran 52
it's ridiculous.
Yards across the field.
So, and then you see Calais Campbell, Jalen Phillips, Emmanuel Agba setting the tone, Zach Sealer setting the tone. The defense needs to be truly physical today. Offense, that's why, again, they're a speed offense. Yes, over. Waddle will be over 60
They'll both
yards.
be over. Because of yak. There's gonna be a lot of under the below. There're gonna be a lot of short passes that they're gonna get some good yak on them today.
Okay, here we go. That's what I wanted. All right,
Jelly rolls at the game.
Of course he is. All right, so
is Roger Goodell.
We'll get more into the game in just a minute here. And again, guys, please put your comments in there below. We'll get to them after this. Let's go game by game here for week 2, because we won't be live on Sunday. So we'll wait on Miami. They're playing tonight. We're going to predict that towards the end. The New Orleans Saints taking on the Dallas Cowboys. Both teams 1-0. Finstanza, where are you rolling on this one?
They have confidence now. This is the kind of team they kind of remind me of us a little bit sometimes at the beginning of seasons. Cowboys over Saints.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Cowboys. I think the Saints had a very good win. They had an impressive win, even though who they were playing. It still was a tone setter. But I think this is the Cowboys' game to win. They'll start the season 2-0. Dak Prescott got his money. CeeDee Lamb's got his money. They're good to go, and they're riding high. Now you got another good game. This should be a good game. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers also 1-0 against the Detroit Lions. Our Lions won in overtime last week. What do you think?
Is that Raymond James, right?
It is. No, it's at Ford Field.
Is that Ford Field?
Yeah.
Lions win.
I got the Lions as well. And again, I'm not sleeping on Tampa Bay.
They're a very good team.
They're a very good team. I think Mayfield's going to have a very strong year this year.
They have a strong defense. They're a good team.
Receiving core, everything's set up. Again, I would not be surprised Tampa Bay wins that game, but I'm going to go with the Lions on that one. Goodness gracious. The Packers. We got Colts at Green Bay. I think who's their starting quarterback? Is it Malik Willis?
They've announced it's Malik Willis.
Okay, it's going to be Malik Willis. So, look, I'm, again, Green Bay is very smart with how they do things. They're very methodical about how they run their team and who they bring in. I was surprised they didn't go out and go get another backup, maybe like a Ryan Tannehill. But again, they were smarter. They got Malik Willis for a reason. They must have a plan for him.
He's only been on the team less than a month.
That's true, but he have already named him starter, and the Packers don't do stupid things with putting guys in. However,
except for going on 4th and 1 in the NFC Championship.
True. Both teams are 0-1, but I believe
field goal.
I believe the Colts will go 1-1 this
the
week.
Colts will
I
win
picked
this
the Colts over the
Colts
Green Bay
played well against Houston.
What an arm on Anthony Richardson. I know. That throw that he did
went 62 yards in the air.
I told, and I mean, again, it's too early to say I'm not saying I told you so. I'm not trying to say that. What I'm saying though is like people are like, oh, he sucked in college. College is different from the pros. This guy is a raw prospect. He has that natural talent. If the Colts do it right, he's going to be a stud for years to come.
Johnny Manziel, to Tim Tebow. Just because you're Mac Jones, just because you're good in college doesn't mean you're going to be good in the NFL.
Great pushback on that one.
People had the fear because of the DeMarcus Russell factor. The difference is DeMarcus Russell and Vince Young were good in college. Anthony Richardson was young in college, but he has the kind of body and kind of skill for an NFL player.
Harrison, you're at home. Is Nick with you, or is he is he out of the house? Is he taking the sights in Miami, or is he at mom's house? My brother Nick finally got into town from his travel.
Let him off the cruise ship?
Yeah, he's taking a break. He's in Miami for 2 weeks, I believe, and then he goes to Colorado and he's gonna do. He has a tour up there. Yeah. He's doing some shows, and then we'll see what he does after that.
Just over. Yeah, Carson.
I think Josh Allen will do over, and I think Tua will be right there or over.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, there you go. So he's watching. Nick's watching. So there you go. Awesome to see. Awesome to know. Nicky's home, chilling out. All right, so we got the Jets taking on the Tennessee Titans. Wasn't it beautiful last week? How confident, how happy that this ugly, stinking, diarrhea green Jets were.
Defense in the NFL couldn't stop Josh Mason.
There you are. Nick Voss is watching. There you go.
Couldn't stop Josh Mason, but they could literally. But they didn't have Josh Mason. Trent Williams had hardly played. Ayuk kept on dropping every ball. They still dominated the freaking.
I just love that. Like I was looking at 1 minute, they go. Somebody, I don't know if it was ESPN or whoever, after Garrett Wilson's touchdown, and they were like, Aaron Rodgers and Garrett Wilson are going to be a problem. And all of a sudden, the next time I look, it shows Aaron Rodgers kind of looking at the camera like, I was like, yeah, you doofus. Go back to your cave with your aluminum foil hat, you doofus. So anyway, I do have the Jets winning this.
By the way, by the way, this is why I'm proud to be a Canadian, because you guys actually have a leader who would actually be stupid enough to say this on a debate stage.
Oh, Lord. Not going there. Ain't going there, boy.
Funniest thing I've ever heard in my life.
I know, dude. Nick, you should have, man. That would have been great. That would have been a good experience for you, enjoy the game. But I'm sure the tickets were high. Yeah. I'm sure the tickets were expensive. Yeah. But anyway, I mean, even Indy, I was looking because, trying to figure out if I don't do Florida, I was like, man, Indy plays a week before. Do I go to Indy? But even the prices there are a little steep. So it's like, not too bad, but still. Anyway, the Jets at the Titans. I have the Jets beating the Titans. How do you got it going?
I have a rule.
You got to be real. Come on. Don't do
Titans,
the rule thing.
The Titans defense is going to upset the Jets.
Best Bobby quote ever. Go back to your cave with your foil hat. Damn right, Aaron. Go back to your cave.
Titans are going to upset the Jets.
There you go.
I'm actually being serious.
It's Corina. Watching.
By the way, I'm actually being serious. I actually believe that the Jets are going to choke.
Yeah. No, dude, again,
it's at home. If it was in the Meadowlands, I would say the Jets. I actually think that it's a tough Tennessee's a tough place to play.
Look, don't sleep on the Tennessee Titans, but I will say with the New York Jets, a lot of people they're going to the playoffs, they're going here, they're going there.
I'm going with mayo on my coffee. Exactly.
No one. I don't believe in the Jets whatsoever, man. They're gonna crash and burn. Exactly. But hey, good to see Nick's in the house. He's tuning in. Harrison's watching. Corina is watching. That's an inside joke. Pretty cool. But thank you for taking your time and watching, Corina. It's really nice of you. All right. So San Francisco 49ers taking on the Minnesota Vikings. I told you last week, man, we were talking about it. I forgot who they were playing. My brain's fried, but Sam Darnold's never had a receiver like Justin Jefferson. He's never had a Jordan Addison. And you saw what they did. Kevin O'Connell, a veteran coach, he's right there with like McDaniel, an offensive guy. They did really well, but now they're going to this is in Minnesota. Okay. Can't sleep on the Vikings. Flores is their coordinator. There's Karina. Now Karina's on. So there you go. We have the whole group. Nick Harrison and their girlfriends are all watching. Do you believe that, my brothers? They got both Karinas. They're dating 2 Karinas. That's why it's
those are their better halves.
Karina. That's their better halves. Yes.
Which one? Okay. Which one is smart? Which one is not as intelligent?
I don't know any of those answers. That's not good. I'll tell you, Karina.
Which one likes wrestling? Which one doesn't like? Which one likes
wrestling? I've never met either one of them, and on the phone I've met them. I haven't met either one of them, and I wouldn't go there. Dick, I wouldn't answer.
I'm allowed.
Karina, you're in London now, right? Hold on a second. Hold on, Evan, stop. Wait a minute. Evan's in Canada. They don't have manners there. Karina, you're back in London. Is that right? And I know Karina is in Florida. She came in last night, I believe. I think that's what my father said. So very cool. So they swap places, the Karinas. So they went that way. So anyway, who do you have there? Rude guy, Canadian. Niners or Vikings?
Rice-A-Roni.
Who's Rice-A-Roni?
The San Francisco treat.
Okay. All right, yeah.
I got the Rice-A-Roni is the San Francisco treat. You don't know that? You don't remember that commercial?
Look, there you go. Karina's dad likes wrestling. There you go. And Karina is in Liverpool.
What an awful soccer team.
Oh, come on. You see, you are rude. It's such a myth that they say Canadians are polite.
Oh, we're the nicest.
That's not you.
Canada's
You're
crazy.
a prick.
Why is the government
You're a prick. They just don't know. Don't post that, Scotty. No dirty jokes on here, sir. No dirty jokes. We're good people here. What's the goal? Anyway, all right. 2 teams, 1-0 go. The Seattle Seahawks taking on.
Did you pick the 49ers?
I picked San Francisco. Yeah, I picked the Niners. Seahawks taking on the New England Patriots in Foxborough. How do you see this going? No rules. It's in Foxborough.
40. They're going to do it again. New England Patriots are going to go 2-0.
Really?
Yes, I'm actually being serious.
Wow.
I'm not. That one I will deal with. I can't cheer for the Jets. I can't cheer for the Bills. The Patriots. Honestly, the reason why I want that is I want the Seahawks to go in with their heads down when they go back home and lose to the Dolphins the week after.
Damn.
And I'm taking Gerard Mayo.
I got the Seahawks. I do have the Seahawks.
No, I have.
And there's Harrison with his weekly Go Jets. He's 0-1 Jets. He's going to keep saying Go Jets. Diarrhea Green Jets. You got the Giants taking on the Washington Commanders. I got the Commanders here. I think, Jaden Daniels and whatnot. Look, and I'm not sleeping on the Giants. I think they're going to figure it out.
They're really
I know
bad.
Daniel Jones is getting a lot of heat. He should.
He's really bad.
He got a contract he probably should not have gotten. And again, it's hard to live up to those expectations when you're not that type of quarterback. But I don't think they're going to figure it out this week. I'm going to go with the Washington Commanders. I assume you agree.
Yeah, so the Giants are lost.
Yeah. Then you got the Los Angeles Chargers taking on the Carolina Panthers in Carolina. Again, that team, I talked about this yesterday. I feel for Bryce Young. He's in a bad situation. They don't know what the hell they're doing down there. He's the number 1 pick. Again, as Harris and I will talk about, if you're a sports card collector, buy low on Bryce Young so you can sell high later. But probably selling high would involve him either a new ownership, new team, new whatever. I think the Chargers are going to win this football game. I think Jim Harbaugh is kind of balances this team out. I think this is great for Justin Herbert. Maybe not numbers-wise. Maybe his numbers will pick up because he has the arm talent. But I think overall as a team, he's going to – yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be – he's a part of the bad situation. But, again, he came into a bad situation. Let's be real here. Let's be fair to Bryce Young. He went into a bad situation in Carolina.
He gave $200 million to the 2 guards.
To 2 mediocre-ass guards. No,
you're saying Robert Hunt was mediocre?
Yeah. Yes,
good.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't have given him $20 million. You thought it was okay not to give it to him.
Damn right.
Okay.
No. Why would you do it? Anyway, Chargers or Panthers?
Chargers.
Right. Get to your freaking point, Talk to me. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
If I was surprised because if the Panthers owner would have been like smart, he would have given Jim Harbaugh like 25 million. Because honestly, Jim Harbaugh is one of those coaches who could have fixed Bryce Young. Everywhere
He does have the cards stacked against him. I mean, no quarterback. I don't know if I could think of one his size who has succeeded.
Oh, shut up, Brett. You're criticizing Jalen Hurts and Tua. How do you throw them in the same pot?
There it is. Here it comes. Here it comes.
By the way, I think he was talking about AJ McCarron there, along with.
Yeah, maybe that's what he's talking about. And let's get this win tonight. Joe Levick in the house. Great to see you, my man. Take control of that AFC East 100%. We got the Cleveland Browns and the Jet versus the Jacksonville Jaguars in Jacksonville. Obviously, that defense for Cleveland is no joke. Both teams are 0-1, though. Jacksonville defense and offense looked decent enough. And you know what? I'm going to go Jacksonville here. I think Cleveland's going to be in a downward spiral. I think they are totally – I mean, that's going to be a distraction fest for the rest of the season with Deshaun Watson, that freak. Sorry. Evan, am I wrong? Is it Cleveland going to take this over?
No, Cleveland. Unfortunately for Cleveland, this could get – if I was Stefanski, I wouldn't even play Deshaun Watson right now. I'd bench him, and I would play Jameis Winston. At this point, he's only a distraction. He's an absolute excuse of a human being, and Jacksonville will pick up the win.
I knew this. I knew he was going to say it. I knew he was going to go there. I knew it. As you mentioned Oklahoma, I knew that was going. Tim Bowens, man, he's going into the Ring of Honor for the Dolphins. I love Tim Bowens. That was the team. I mean, I'm sure for all of us, but specifically for my brother Nick and I and Harrison, that was the defense we grew up on that we loved. Was that Tim Bowens, Jason Taylor, Zach Thomas, Brock Marion, Pat Surtain. That defense was the one we grew up on. Tim Bowens deserves to be in the Ring of Honor, and Richmond Reb deserves to be in the NFL Hall of Fame. And I know our Finns family down in Miami and around the country are really doing their best to get that done. And kudos to them for all the stuff they're putting together for Mr. Webb to get into the Hall of Fame. He deserves it. We got the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Both teams 0-1, but the Ravens look like a dominant 0-1. I'm going to go with Baltimore here. Can the Raiders upset the Ravens?
No.
The Los Angeles Rams taking on the Arizona Cardinals. My goodness, the Rams do not have luck. They can't keep both of their star receivers on the field. Puka Nacua is out, but Cooper Kupp's still in there. I remember Harrison and I would go back and forth arguing before Tyreek was a Dolphin. Before Tyreek was a Dolphin, he was a Kansas Chief. Harris and I had a huge debate over the phone, and I was saying Tyreek was the best receiver in football, and Harris would say, no, it's Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp was the number one receiver in football. And, of course, now, a couple years later, I was proven right because Tyreek Hill was the number one player voted by his peers, not just the number one receiver, the number one player in football. So, has to sting the nostrils. Oh, and Wadley Goulier, who was legit, man. That was our other edge rusher. Man, that turned back the clock. But I got the Rams winning this one. I do have them beating the Arizona Cardinals. Again, I mean, I think it's going to be a fun game. I think it'll be a high-scoring game, but I see the Rams pulling this one out.
Me too. Matthew Stafford, whether he's 36 or not, the guy is still a very excellent quarterback. Kerryon Williams is a great running back. But I don't know if you watched, did you watch the Monday Night Football game at all?
A little bit, not too much.
Did you see the highlight of the throw that Matthew Stafford threw? No look. The guy literally was going one way, headlighted it, and literally caught the guy on a run. Go watch the highlights of that game. The guy is still with Matthew Stafford is still a top 10 QB in this league.
Yeah, he's amazing. I'll watch it. I'll take a look at it because I think Matt Stafford's one of the best.
McVay, so they're going to get back on it with it. Honestly, they were playing of it. They were a sniff away from beating the Lions at home.
Yep,
the Lions didn't take that game in any way, shape, or form.
Pittsburgh, Justin Fields is the starter, I think, in week 2 again. I don't think Russell Wilson's back. So it'll be the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Denver Broncos. Bo Nix at quarterback for the Denver Broncos. I got Pittsburgh winning on defense. They're gonna kill it.
Where's the
Am I
game?
wrong? It's in Denver.
Broncos will win the game. The Broncos will win it since it's a home game. By the way, can you believe Russell? Because Russell Wilson will get his revenge. If Russell Wilson was the quarterback, then they would win. By the way, did you notice that even though he was inactive, he was dressed in full pads?
I did see that.
How ridiculous! What kind of moron are you? You're inactive. What are you dressed for? You can wear the jersey, but why are you wearing pads?
He's Russell Wilson. He's
What
just
a weirdo.
Yeah, he's something else. That
What
guy.
a weirdo.
Cincinnati had a
What
bad game. The Bengals.
How's his finger? How's Justin Bieber's finger?
Oh, I have no freaking clue.
The blonde hair. It's the stupid blonde hair. He looks ridiculous.
It don't matter how his finger is. They're going 0-2. They're going
Yes.
against Kansas City. They're losing.
Oh, they don't stand a chance.
Yeah, they're gonna Arrowhead. They're gonna tear their ass up. Forgive me, guys. You're gonna tear them up. Houston at home taking on the Chicago Bears. This is gonna be a fun game. I'm gonna watch this game on Sunday. It's Sunday Night Football. This is gonna be a fun game to watch. Two of the top young quarterbacks in the NFL with Caleb Williams, the number 1 overall pick from this year, versus holy moly, CJ Stroud, the number 1 pick, or the number 2 overall pick, who should have been the number 1 overall pick. This is gonna be a fun game. I got Houston winning it, but I think Chicago's gonna keep it close and keep it fun. I'm really looking forward to this game. Who do you have? Take your time. What?
Which game was that again?
Look how unprofessional. First off, look how unprofessional you are. 91 people watching live, and you don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
I was reading something about the NFL.
Bag of dicks.
I'm giving you shit.
Let me just say out loud here. First of all, I don't wear Dolphins gear during games. That's not why I'm wearing this. I just got home from work. So I got home.
By the way, I was kidding, by the way, and it will be CJ Stroud in the Houston Texans. I'm just giving you shit.
Okay. All right. CJ Stroud.
By the way, us Canadians, we can multitask, unlike most Americans.
Sure you guys can.
At least when I get home, I have time to change. I would have planned my day better, Bobby. You're a Dolphins Finstock Sports Network Dolphins game, and you're not wearing. I expect Dolphins gear at the on the post game show.
Post game show, yes, I will, but not during the game. I don't wear.
By the way, how good are the Texans?
Unless I'm at the game.
Huh? How good? Yeah, how good are the Texans?
Very good. I mean, God, aren't they the
Ryans?
I never want to hear an excuse about any team that when they blow everything up that they can't come back right away, because they showed yes you can.
The Miko Ryans, eh? By the way, you know what the crazy part about this is that the staunch player on their team, the most reliable, is the guy we traded for in order to get Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and et cetera, et cetera. He's still their left tackle.
Okay, there you go.
He battled through that. Can you imagine that? He suffered through all that. He suffered. And don't you remember how people felt bad for the Texans because of not having Deshaun Watson? What a pleasure!
Yeah, they got out of that mess. Look at that. Doesn't happen usually when you trade away your Pro Bowl quarterback, and in Houston he was a badass quarterback on the field, and you get rid of him. You're like, God dang, dude, here we go. We're gonna set ourselves back. They come out and you got CJ Stroud right after. It's like Green Bay. You had Brett Favre all those years. All of a sudden now you got Aaron Rodgers. After Aaron Rodgers, now you got Jordan Love. And it's like, screw you guys. After Dan Marino, we had Damon Ewert and Jay Fiedler. And I don't hate on Jay Fiedler. All respect in the world. But Jay Fiedler, Damon Ewert, Brian Greasy, Gus Frerotte, Ray Lucas, Dante Culpepper, Tyler Thigpen, Trent Green for 5 minutes, Chad Pennington, Chad Henne, Jay Cutler, Cleo Lemon, who else? Tannehill, Fitzpatrick, Tua. I'm sure I missed a few names, but still, goodness gracious. Eagles, Falcons in Philly. Who do you got?
Fly, Eagles, fly.
John Beck. There's one.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles will beat the Falcons. My goodness, the Falcons had a huge. And
Michael Penix will be the starting quarterback by Game 6.
Oh, damn. Yeah, there you go. And then Kirk Cousins will be traded after the season. That's how it's going to
Can
go.
you imagine? Like all these, I'm telling you, that's why you have to invest in your quarterbacks.
Let me ask you this. I'll ask you, and then everyone else answer. From the list of quarterbacks that we've had over the years, one of my favorite memories as a Dolphins fan in my family was my brother Nicky when he first saw Brian Greasy in a Dolphins uniform with the 14 jersey with the orange. And I remember my brother looked at him and it was Monday Night Football. My brother goes, he looks like AJ Feely was another one. AJ Feely, I believe it may have been, but it was AJ Feely or Brian Greasy. They're both around the same time. We traded for Feely out of.
I'm going to interrupt you. We have to
Feely.
take a moment to talk to my favorite stepfather,
Ralphie boy in the house. It's a beautiful time to be a Dolphins fan. I would pound the rock. There you go.
When I gave him my first hug, I felt the warm and fuzzies.
You always do it, Ralph. He gives you those deep hugs, those big hugs. Color commentary in the house. Great to see you, brother. As always, fins up, my man.
No, but what was your question?
But let me ask you this, because one of my favorite things was Nick when growing up was Nicky when watching that Monday Night Football game, and maybe he could clarify if he's still watching. Was either AJ Feely or Brian Greasy. I'm pretty sure it was Brian Greasy in the orange uniform. And he remember Nick goes, he's the guy. Look, he looks like a quarterback, because he did. He was all fitted up and whatever. But anyway, out of all the quarterbacks, who was the one that you were like, and obviously can't say Tua, but who was the one that you were like, this is it. We found our guy. And it was like false hope. And it was like, oh, shoot, this ain't the guy. And maybe not. Well, okay, yeah, we could say that. Or maybe like, hey, okay, we got ourselves a quarterback. We're good. And it ended up not being the case. Who was your favorite one out of all of those guys?
Going how? Hey. I'll be honest with you. Like, the one guy I would have given a full season to was Matt Moore. I loved watching Matt Moore play quarterback.
Matt Moore is a good one. That's a good answer.
I enjoyed him. Like, he was the prototypical good, reliable backup quarterback. But honestly, since Marino,
that's a great answer. I was about to say his name too. I guess an easy answer would be Chad Pennington. Pennington was really good.
Or no, people thought Chad Henne could do it too for a couple.
Chad Henne did well. He wasn't a star. You could tell he wasn't the future, but he wasn't bad. I mean, look what he did for Kansas City. Chad Henne was for sure. But Gus Frerotte, I remember Gus Frerotte, number 11. We got him from Minnesota. I liked Gus Frerotte when he played. We
never had anybody that stood out, right? Like no one ever. We never had that because the problem was
we had bookmarks. We all knew they were bookmarks.
No, because it's very hard. Like even look at New England now. New England's never going to have their Tom Brady. For example, Brock Purdy's great. Colin Kaepernick was good. Alex Smith was good. Steve Young, but even when you compare Steve Young was just really benefited from the star team, and he's a Hall of Famer. But he's never going to be Joe Montana, right? Like you're not, even if you're Ben Roethlisberger, you're not going to be Terry Bradshaw because of the 4 Super Bowls. Or what he did.
When we traded for Dante, or when we
worst
signed
mistake
Dante
I cried.
Well, hold on. But no. But when we signed Dante Culpepper,
worst mistake ever.
I was excited.
I wasn't.
Would you stop talking? It's not your answer. Wait a minute. Raphael asked. I will go, and then you could follow. When we signed Dante Culpepper to be the quarterback with Nick Saban, I was excited. I'm a big fan of old school quarterbacks. I'm a big fan of big arm quarterbacks. I know what he did in Minnesota. Obviously, the injury was a lot worse than we thought. Big fan of the move, not a fan of the player as a Dolphin. I wish it didn't end the way it did, but yeah. We used to be the place where quarterbacks came to die. LOL. Nick Foss. Rest in peace, Trent Green and Culpepper. It's true. Again, they were bookmarks. That's usually what Miami. We had a rotating door of quarterbacks.
Yes, we did.
Brian Greasy. There you go. But Greasy was Trent Green played for 5 minutes.
He
got injured on the very first play in the first game.
I'm surprised that no one said Jay Cutler.
No.
Or no Josh Rosen's here.
No. Well, David Gerard, there you go. That was a good one. We knew that was a rotating door too. Gerard, Josh McCown. I don't even think Josh McCown stayed at all. I think he was cut after Chad Pennington. But I was excited for Trent Green. I love Trent Green out of Kansas City. I was a huge fan of the Kansas City offense at that time with Tony Gonzalez and Dante Hall and Larry Johnson and.
They're wearing my uniform tonight. Love this shirt. I love this jersey.
Yeah, Pennington was great when we got him. Somebody said someone else, and it's true.
Jamie
But Josh
Taylor?
Rosen was one at the draft where I figured Miami should have took him, and then when we traded for him, that's one where I was like, okay, this is great. We're gonna get him. I think we should have got him there. We'll let him sit in the system, but he just was bad.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, anywho, back to the game. We're around the corner from the game. The game starts in 20 minutes, I believe. But Finstanza talked about keys of the game again. For me, speed kills, strike fast, strike often, keep the pedal to the metal, set the tone for the Miami Dolphins offense against the Kansas City defense. Defense stopping the run, make James Cook irrelevant. And then 3, keep that pressure on, constant pressure and pass rush to rattle Josh Allen, force him out of the pocket, force him to make mistakes. And 4, the bonus is kill the clock by pounding the rock. In the second half, run that football, make this a Devon Achane, Jalen Wright, Jeff Wilson football game.
I already gave my keys to the game.
I know, just refresh it.
Stop the run, 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 stop the run. I don't want James Cook needs to be kept under 60 yards. Josh Allen,
stopping the run, but don't stop the pass. Stopping the run, but don't strike
I want Josh Allen to be forced to throw the ball within the pocket.
Do not let James cook.
Or do not let Josh Allen get outside the pocket. I want everything.
Oh, now you have more keys. Look how
everything. No, I want everything kept between the numbers.
Okay. Well, thank you for that deep dive into the keys of the game. All right, let's hope that you have a better prediction. What is your game prediction and final score for the Dolphins versus the Buffalo Bills tonight on Thursday Night Football?
Thank you for letting me go first, so you can basically then tell me how dumb my prediction is going to be.
I wouldn't do that.
The Bills are going to lose, and I don't actually think it's going to be close. I think this is actually the chance that the Dolphins have, and it's not going to be a close game. The final score is going to be Miami Dolphins 31, Buffalo Bills 17.
There you go. 31-17.
Gold chain is right there, buddy. Gold chain is right there.
Good night, Riley. Have a good night. Thank you for hanging. Be good now.
You tell Riley good night. No. Tell Riley, tell your father that maybe one day he'll come on a podcast once in a while versus hiding in the shadows.
He tries. He asked the other day.
Yeah, he asked us at 5 minutes while we're on the show. You want to do a show?
It's all right. Aladino has it 27-20 Miami. I know he said that earlier. Brett has it 31-27. I'm right there with Brett. I have 30-28 the Miami Dolphins over the Buffalo Bills.
So you want me to have no nails left at the end of the game? You want us to come?
I want you to be when you're talking, going, "Hi, y'all," and blood is coming down your fingers because you bit it so deep.
Literally.
That's all it's about, brother. Making them smile, my man. So yeah, I'm with Brett. I have it 30-28. He has it 31-27. We are a point off both ways there, but still, Ralphie boy, Mr. Posner, great show Sunday with Bobby after the game. I tried, but had lots of issues with my phone. Couldn't get through. Subscribe, hit the like, and enjoy the game. 28-17 Miami.
That's a score.
Raphael has it 24-23 Dolphins.
I don't want one of those tight games because the Miami Dolphins, I think tonight in primetime, if you remember, like the way we did against Baltimore a couple of years ago, I know it's a long time, but I just think they need to take control of this game.
Yeah, but it's Buffalo, dude. I mean, like, I get you.
It's Buffalo, but
it would be amazing if at the end of the night
I have high expectations of Anthony Weaver. I just have high expectations of his defense tonight.
I know, but then when he doesn't have a good game, you're going to say
no. I won't. I'm not over. I didn't.
You always do. You put them on such a pedestal.
No.
Yes. That's why you can't stand Mike McDaniel anymore. You put them on such a pedestal, you don't give them a chance to grow.
So I love Mike McDaniel as a person. His game management skills on 4th and 1 in a playoff game. The fact that he literally cannot. We had no timeouts last game with 5 minutes left in the second half. That's why I get upset with the man. When we're having 7 yards of carry in the snow, let's start throwing screen passes to Tyreek Hill.
All right. Well, all I'm saying is, I understand close scores. I understand Brett. I understand Raphael. And that's why my score is close. I thought about it too. I was 28-20. I was 31-20.
I just have to be positive.
But the more I thought about it, I'm like, this is Buffalo. This is the AFC East.
It's pronounced Buffalo.
Hold on there, kid. Okay, yeah, Buffalo. All I'm saying is that they're going to keep it close. two division rivals. The last time they played, it was 21-17 or 21-14 Buffalo. It's usually low scoring. And again, I was at low at first, but I think Buffalo's defense is going to give up that 28 points and take it up.
By the way, this is my friend David, the Buccaneers fan, who I've
Oh,
been
that's
friends
right.
with for about 37 years of my life. He'll hold everything over my head. Little bastard.
Yes. So the Miami Dolphins versus the Buffalo Bills is at 8:15 Eastern time.
Oh, that was sweet. Is dinner
right.
waiting for you on your little TV table as you're watching the game?
Usually how it goes. I'm down there, bro.
What's for dinner tonight?
I don't know yet. We have no clue. She was asking me before the game, but I was like, I gotta get
You
ready
haven't
for the
made dinner
show.
yet?
No, they didn't do that. No, we're late eaters. You know
What
that.
about your kids? Your kids aren't starving?
My kids ate already. They got pizza or some shoot. I don't know what they did. You know, they're not starving.
Let me ask you a question. We gotta ask the other people who have kids. How often do you actually have dinner per week at the same time as a whole family? Once a week? Twice a week?
Well, how many shows am I doing a week? Whether that's producing or hosting or whatever.
I think in general, that's the one thing I think we've all got. The way our lives work, because we're all so busy. To actually sit there as a family having,
I'd say twice, maybe twice a
if
week.
we're lucky.
Yeah.
And when we were younger, it was like mandatory.
Yes. Yeah, it's not like that here. I mean, Thanksgiving, we're all sitting together and eating, but doing this 20 minutes in game time. There you go. I got Chinese. You see, I would love what I would like to do that I didn't say to her, and I kind of thought about it right after before we did. We did an experiment the other day because she cooks great chicken wings. She does the sauce really good, but she doesn't like cooking chicken wings. She doesn't like, putting them in the grease. But what we suggested last night,
use an air fryer.
Yeah, I know. My mom said the same thing, but
buy a Ninja.
But she yeah, but I'm the only one who doesn't, because I'm doing shows and everything. Which is okay. It's all right. Yeah, I know. Dick. But what we did last time was we went to Publix.
Well,
Tati bought chicken wings at Publix, and
those are good chicken wings.
I said, no sauce, nothing, and Tati did the sauce, and that's how we ate them, and they were great.
Yeah,
they're really good. So
I
barbecue
mine. I barbecue mine. I either air fry them or I barbecue them.
Yeah, but yeah, I love buffalo chicken wings all day, every day. Mm-hmm. There you go.
Go Yankees.
But anywho, all right. It's about that time, guys. The Miami Dolphins taking on the Buffalo Bills. Week 2 of the NFL season. Week 2 starts with a bang. We will be on immediately after the game, win, lose, or draw, for the Miami Dolphins post-game show. It might take a few minutes because I'll, do my little banner and everything to make sure we got all set. But it'll be me, Finstanza, and that's right. Me, Finstanza, and Steve Malloy of Real Talk Rants will be on. So join us tonight if you're up with us to react, win, lose, or draw. We appreciate you. Again, I'm not going to let Finstanza talk because he does that to people. He does it to other people. So I'm Bobby Finstanza. That's Kevin. Like, subscribe, and most importantly,